Hello everyone, so in this video I'll be showing you how to do an automatic deployment. Every time you push through GitHub into your branch, your main branch, it's gonna deploy automatically to your linode server and your website will be live every time and updated. So instead of going back and forth uploading documents, the old way we used to do it FTP and stuff, but now there's a lot of new ways to do it, a better way to do it, and it make my life much easier when I have a private project that I'm working on. So every time I push uh, from locally everything remotely, it's gonna update. We have the latest update and on the server at the same time. Usually I create two branches on GitHub. I create the staging and the production. So for the client, I show him first the staging, and then if he agrees, I do a pull request to production, and automatically it's gonna deploy into production. So for this sake of tutorial, let's get started. So I have a basic repo locally that it's called YouTube tutorial, and it's a Vue.js application. All right, and I created a repo. So the first thing that you need to do, okay, remember, you need to create a repo in GitHub. So I created one called YouTube tutorial, and I cloned that repo into my local machine, so my computer. So it's here, and then I created the Vue.js application, but I still didn't push anything to GitHub because I want to show you the right steps, right? So once you do that, okay, let's say you're working on your application and you want to do an automatic deployment. So the first thing that you need to do is go under settings, okay, in your GitHub uh, repo, go to secrets actions. Under actions, I already created the repository secrets. So what you need to do is I'll delete them and I'll show you how to do it properly. So first of all, we're gonna create the host, and the host should be the IP address of your server. It could be a linode server, it could be any type of server. So the second one that we need to create, it's the username. The username will be, for me, it's root, because we're gonna be connecting through SSH. And the third one is SSH private key. And for that, we're gonna jump into your linode server. So let's go into your linode server. So I connected through SSH. So you have to navigate to .ssh. So it's cd. All right, this slash .ssh. I'm already in it. So for you, if you didn't do it yet, so now I'm gonna do an ls. So I have a couple of keys. So what you need to do is you need to create the key. So now we do ssh keygen keygen trsa b4096 and C. I'm gonna be adding my email, so at outlook.com. So now I'm gonna name it YouTube. So now enter. So now we have the key, so ls. So we have YouTube and youtube.public. So you need the public, because I'll tell you why. So youtube.pub, because we're gonna take that key. All right, we're gonna take that key and we need to add it to GitHub. So you go under your account settings and you go to SSH. Where is it? SSH, and you click on new SSH key. I already have one, but that key, when you add it, you will be able to clone the repo to your server, and I will tell you why you have to do that. So now that I have the key and I add it to my GitHub, now I want the private key. So cat YouTube, because it's private. So I'm just gonna copy that. I'm gonna go back to the actions that where we are. I'm gonna paste it and add. So now we have added the SSH private key, but in order to do so and in order to work, you need to launch this. Also, you need to add this command. So let me clear that. So you need to do cat youtube.pub for public. All right, and you need to put it under authorized keys. So now I have added my public key into my authorized keys. So what you can do, authorized keys, just gonna check privately. Perfect. So now I have that key and it's in the authorized section. Now what we need to do, we need to jump into var www. Okay, I already created YouTube tutorial.com. All right, so let me remove it. YouTube tutorial.com. All right, so now that I have removed that, why we added the key into our GitHub SSH keys, why we did that right here, it's because you need first to clone your repository. So let's go into our GitHub. So code, copy, just gonna go here, git clone, and it's gonna clone my repo. So now I have YouTube tutorial.com. So here's my and if you want to see that there's the git already initialized, so it's here and it's empty. So this is what we want. So now we need to jump into the section where there's actions, and we go under actions. I already did some tests. They failed because I forgot to do the authorized key, but now I did. So now we create a new workflow, and you go under set up a workflow for yourself. And I'm just gonna paste it because it's very long. So I'm gonna be adding this into my YouTube under comment, under description. So now what you have to do, it's the branch is main, right? Depending on the branch, and we're saying that on push, every time there's a push on that branch, I want you to do these jobs, right? And we have one job, and the name of that job is deploy using SSH. So we have the host, which is the IP address of your server, username, which is root for me, the SSH private key, the one that we just created in your linode, and the port and the script. So what is the script? The script, what it's gonna run into the server. So first of all, it's called youtubetutorial.com. So I want him to navigate the script. I want to navigate to that, and I want to do git pull origin main. So imagine if we didn't do the git clone and we didn't add the public key into our GitHub and clone it into our server. If you come and you deploy and you say git pull origin main, it's gonna tell you, okay, first of all, it doesn't exist. The repo doesn't exist, and we're pulling from what, right? So you need to have that repo ready to push and pull. So now we're just gonna go back. It's empty, right? So now we need to save, and you do whatever command that you want. So I'm gonna do just npm install. I think we're good. Now we commit. So now you go back to actions, you're gonna see that it's running, it's building, and you can add a lot of jobs. You can add some tests, you can do a lot of things. So now it's gonna deploy using SSH. So now it's deploying. Okay, and it failed. For what reason it failed? Wait. Why did it fail? So GitHub. Okay, so yeah, 100% it failed. I know why it failed. So it failed, but you see it added package log. So why it's failed? Because it cannot perform npm install if there's nothing, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove that package lost, package log. So all these things that you see, it's a learning curve, right? So now it's gonna fail a couple of times, but now I'm gonna push every change that I have init vue.js. Now it's gonna commit. So origin main, push. So now it's gonna push into merge. What? Why? First update. Let's see what's the update. It's an empty project. Okay. So now git push. Failed to push. Blah blah blah. Why? Let me see. Git pull. Refusing to merge. Why? Git. Okay, it's behind for what? Give me a second. I know why. Git pull. All right, so I pushed it. I forced it. I think it's because I created the workflow first. That's okay. So now we have that. Now we don't have our workflow anymore. Let me go back. Let me see. Yeah, I think the workflow disappeared now because, yeah, perfect. Okay. So I'm just gonna go back here. Just gonna rerun the job. Now it should fail once again. Yes. Perfect. So now it failed, which what I want. Okay, so remove package log. Package log dot JSON. All right, great. Just gonna delete logs. Go back here. Delete workflow. Yes. Just gonna delete everything from scratch. All right, great. So let's go back into actions. first let me initialize it. So git pull origin main. So we need to get refusing to merge. Oh, again. Origin main. So let's see what is that. Yeah, git pub. Okay, well, what is it? Okay, so they made my life harder because my repo was empty, but it's okay. Look what I'm gonna do. Just gonna go back here. Okay, just gonna delete rm youtube tutorial.com. Alright, so now I removed it, so I'm gonna perform a git clone again. Now we should have the latest. Where is it? Come on. Alright, great. So now YouTube tutorial.com. So now we have the folders. So perfect. So now let's go back into actions. I'm sorry, to set up again. Alright, so let me paste it back. So main, and we said that it's youtube.tutorial.com. Perfect, youtube.tutorial.com to main git pull. Alright, great. So now we're committing. Let's go to actions. Now the deployment should run. Okay, great. So it's working. So now they deployed, it's deploying, so it's successful. The build, the action build, it's deployed. So now let's test it for real. All right. So let's do a real life scenario of testing. So I'm gonna go here under YouTube, where you want. Okay, so I'm just gonna create a file, YouTube automatic push.txt. Okay, I'm gonna add it's working. So let me first git pull just in case. All right, great. So now we have YouTube automatic push that we don't have in our repo, right? So if you go back to the code, we don't have anything called YouTube, and if you go to here, ls, we don't have anything called YouTube txt. So now I'm gonna push that into my branch. So adding file for automatic deploy. I'm gonna commit and push. Yes, I'm gonna be pushing. So now it's pushing. Yeah, it's taking a while. Again. Why? Git push. Why I'm having a hard time, man, with this. Why? Git push. Oh, I know why. So I don't know, there's something wrong with my branch. So all right, so I pushed that. Now I go back to GitHub. Okay, so I have YouTube automatic push. I go back to actions. So now it's pushing, it's deploying, right? Because I pushed, so it deployed and it's successful. So it performed everything that it need to perform with the script that we have added under, where is it? Under workflow. So it's doing the job that I wanted to do. So if I go back to do ls, now you see on my server I have YouTube automatic push.txt. So that's it for this video. Sorry about the inconvenience about the push and pull, but don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any comments, please add them if I can help you, because it took me a while to do that and I went through a lot of errors to be able to get that script right, because there's a lot on Google, a lot of different scripts that didn't work for me, for especially with linode. But once I understood the flow, it became much easier. And thank you very much for watching.